Hello, hey guys, how you doing? What's up? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. I am Ben. Hello. Hope you're all doing well. And today we are doing TTRPG stuff. We're gonna keep working on my tabletop game. Well, I'm gonna keep working on my tabletop game. I mean, you guys can help, so I guess it's we. But you know, mostly me driving here. Um. Anyway, yeah. Hope you're all doing well. I feel like I'm a little off-centered. Okay. Sure, that matters a lot. So I'm glad I fixed that. Um, anyway, yeah. So going to this, um, today, what we are going to be working on is the same thing that we were working on last stream, basically, which is rewriting this summon spell, which is in our rules. Um, so I actually, if we go to it, and I can speak more on that if you weren't here last time and you want to hear a rundown of what's going on and what we're changing. But the short version is that there's this big cool spell from the system that this system is based on, Lamentations of the Flame Princess Summon, and we are rewriting it so that it's more of our own thing. It's less copied directly, um, and to make it fit our own system better. So last time, basically all we did is go through this big list of powers that summoned creatures could get. And we highlighted the stuff that didn't really work in our system or that we wanted to change, that we thought we could improve. And we spent a while doing that, or at least thinking about that. And then in a shocking turn of events, I actually last weekend had the motivation to work on this outside of the stream. So really, the streams are working. They're making me work on the tabletop game, which is the point of me doing them. Um, oh, okay. I thought that was a typo, but it's not. Um, so anyway, I finished this list, which is cool. Because I don't know if you were watching last time, our progress on it was, I mean, slow. Everything in tabletop dev always takes me about 4 times as long as I think it will. Um, so I'm glad I got that out of the way. And it was actually quite fun. And I actually moved through it pretty pretty well, which I was really happy about. Um, so you'll just have to pretend that you saw all that. It was cool. But I think what I want to do, just to prove that everything works and give people an idea of where we are at, um, I want to go through trying to use the spell. Just to make one little summon. I think that'll be a good start to the stream. Let me take out my dice. At least up to the point where we are. Hold on, let me pull up. Yeah, okay. Here's the Lamentations PDF. The original version of the spell. So we've gotten up through this first part of the spell, up through the powers list. This is the big powers list. Hello, how was the weekend? Um, it was a pretty good weekend. Now I have to retrospect on it. It was good. I'm trying to remember what I did. It all leaves my mind immediately when someone asks. Um, Today was chill. Played some Final Fantasy. Did some errands. Oh, yesterday I played Divinity Original Sin, the board game. That's what I did yesterday, and that's what made it a good weekend. Um, and then I played Final Fantasy 14 after that. How was your weekend? Good answer. Glad I was prepared to answer that question. Um, Also, great to see you, Quinny. Welcome to the stream. I was just catching people up to where I was, and I was saying I was going to go through where we are in this spell, um, and make a summon. So we've rewritten up to here. I rewrote the power list off stream. I finished doing that. Hell yeah. And so the rest of Didn't know there was a board game for that. That sounds like fun. Fuck yeah. Um, just deciding internally how much I should sidetrack to like exalt the Divinity Original Sin 2 board game. But you know, I can go off the rails. It doesn't matter. Um, yeah, it rocks. Um, I don't play a lot of board games because it's hard to coordinate people in real life to play board games with. Um, but I would like to play board games. But I got the Divinity Original Sin 2 board game from their Kickstarter, which originally opened like years ago. Um, and I was really excited about it because I love DOS 2, and I trust Larian Studios with my life. Um, so anyway, I got it a couple months ago, and I was really, really excited about it. So I roped in three of my friends to play it with me, and it's not easy to get everyone in the same place at the same time. But when we do, we are making slow progress through the game, and it's really cool, and they did a great job. Um, and yeah, I recommend it. Yeah, sick game. Um, so we've gotten up to we've gotten up to here, the powers list. So all we should have left to do is this domination roll stuff. My partner is out of town, so basically just lying in bed and playing games trying to pass the time while completely forgetting to eat or drink because I'm not good at keeping track of all that. Yeah, I feel that. Um, that's a mood also. I know so many people like that, who like just the forgetting to eat or drink who are not good at keeping track of that. Many of my friends are of that variety. So, um, well, hope it's going good despite that. Hope the time is passing. Um, and here I am to pass the time. So hopefully that helps. Sorry it's not the Alan Wake stream. It's the tabletop stream. But I like the tabletop streams. Um, so this domination roll stuff, I was just rereading it. It's actually pretty much fine for the most part. I don't think I need to change it too much, so that shouldn't take too long. And then there's this table, which we hopefully won't need to change too much. This bit on thaumaturgic circles and sacrifices, which I will probably end up not changing much. They're coming out tomorrow and I managed to shower today, so I'm doing kind of good. Hell yeah. Congrats. That is big, unironically. Um, damn. Maybe I should shower today. Um, later. Um, and then there's this big list of abstract forms, which we are going to have to edit. It might take a long time, but then we're done. That's it. And there's only 10 of them. So, yeah. Anyway, that's where we are. So, we're gonna do a quick run through of summon. I'm gonna take this away. Um, and we are going to summon a creature from another dimension and see how that goes. And maybe this will help you also with context and like understanding, because like I don't know, you haven't played the system, so I wouldn't expect you to understand really what I'm talking about at any point. But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Okay, let's do it. Summon. Once summon is cast, there are a number of steps to resolve. 1. The caster chooses the intended hit die of the summon. So we're going to be using our fake magic user here. We're going to say that they are a level 2 magic user. And we're going to say that the intended hit die of the thing they are trying to summon is level 2. Just to keep things kind of normal. Okay, so they want to summon a hit die 2 monster. And typically, if you're trying to summon things as a caster, you don't want to summon them too high above where you are, because that'll probably kill you. Okay, next up, the caster makes a saving throw versus chaos. So to do that, if I were the character, and say I'm just a normal magic user, I would have to look at my saves. Chaos save starts at 14. and they are level 2, so it is still 14. We're going to assume they have a +1 mod to it. So I'm going to roll a d20 and add 1. And if it is higher, 14 or higher, then they pass. And if it is 13 or less, then they fail. So I rolled a d20. I got an 11. 11 plus 1 is 12. They failed. RIP. That's okay. They can keep casting. So let's go back. Oh, you know what? I set up 2 tabs of this so that I could keep one open to summon and use the other one to jump around. So I'm going to do that in the future when I remember to do that. So I don't have to spend like 30 seconds scrolling every time. Okay. This is what we did. The caster must make a saving throw versus chaos. Failing the save indicates the caster's control over the spell has slipped. A more powerful creature than intended might come through. This is usually bad. This is bad for the caster, but it's going to be exciting for us for just, trying the spell out. Okay. Step 3. The creature's forms and powers will be randomly determined on the following tables. You probably remember this, with different results altering the creature's basic stats. So these are the default stats. And we are going to because we failed the save, normally we'd roll a 1d20 for all the normal forms, but because we failed the save, we're going to roll a 1d30 to get all the cool forms also. So there are many ways that you could pretend to roll a 1d30. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to roll a d6 to determine the tens place. 1, 2 is going to be 0 through 10. 2 to 3 is going to be 10 through 20, and then 5 and 6. I think I said all the right numbers there. 5 and 6 are going to be 20 to 30. I know what I'm doing. Trust me on this. Okay. I rolled a 2. So it's going to be in the 0 through, or the 1 through 10 range. Howdy! Hello, Veilfire. I am currently summoning a monster from another dimension. How are you doing? And I got a 5 for my ones place. So we got K9. Very topical. I should write down what I'm doing so that people that aren't me can keep track of it. Hey, Veilfire, good to see you. Surely this is legible. Please let me know if I can answer any questions, Veilfire, about what I am doing as I am going through it. We're going through the spell up to the point we have written in, just to catch people up and to make sure it's working. We're summoning a level 2 monster with a level 2 caster. They failed their save, and they are summoning a dog. And we will put these stats here, and then modify them as we need to. I don't need to write morale. That's not important. What? That was probably nothing. Okay. Cool. What was I doing? Okay. And now we do cosmetic features. We got the form. Now we do cosmetic features. So for every hit die of the intended summon, roll a d6. If the result of that die roll is a 6, the creature gains a cosmetic feature and reroll that die. Another 6 means the creature will get another feature and reroll again. As your creatures, blah blah, not applicable as. If the save against chaos was failed, summons also gain features on a result of 5 or 6. On a 5, but the die is not rerolled. Okay, so we're summoning a hit die 2 creature. So we're going to roll 2d6. Got my d6 here. We rolled a 5. That means they get a feature. And now we'll roll d6 again. Can't see my hand shaking, but it is. And we rolled a 2, so they only get 1. Okay, let's pull this back up. Okay, so to determine their features, we're going to roll their feature, singular. We're going to roll twice on this table. Once for the additive and once for the feature. So we're going to roll our d30 again. I wonder if you can hear the dice rolling. That would be cool. If you can't, I feel like that would kind of detract from the effect. And it's just like me staring down at the table for like 10 seconds. 13. Yes, we can. Cool. Good. I'm glad. Hopefully that's like good and not annoying. And we've got icy. And we'll go again with the D30. Thanks for answering. Cool. 2, which is arms. Cool. So we got a dog with icy arms. That's cool. That's just flavor cosmetics, but it's neat. Cool. And now we're gonna do the same thing with powers, and we're gonna hope we get a power because that's kind of the point. Is we rewrote that list and we want to see if it's cool. So I'm rolling a d6. No power. Our second d6. No power. God damn it. Oh well. Cool. So anyway, this would be the result of the spell so far. Is they get a dog. They get a dog with icy arms in one attack. That can move farther than normal. So that's kind of cool. And now the part that we are not doing here is the next part we're going to write, which is the domination roll. To determine if the monster is under the caster's control or not. So let's start looking at that. And let's roll on the powers table once just for fun. Because I like having fun. I'm looking for a percentile dice that does not have the zeros, but they all have the zeros. This one doesn't. So a cold dog. Yes, narratively, absolutely. The beauty of OSR games really is that they give like nothing to the, and also partially the annoying part of OSR games is that they give like nothing to the DM. Giggles in German. What is a cold dog in German? Surely something good and normal. The beauty the beauty of OSR games is that they give like nothing to the DM, and the DM just has to, figure it out and make it their own cool thing. Okay, I'm gonna pretend I got a power. I'm gonna roll a d100. Wow, and we got 100. Which is can cast web every n turns. That's kind of cool. We'll just pretend we got that. Now it's a web shooting cold dog. So hopefully that helps your... Oh, stop opening that, bro. What are you doing? I keep pressing Control S on my notepad thing, and that keeps bringing up the Windows Explorer. Now, I don't like that, because who knows what's in there? Nothing good, surely. Kalterhund is German for cold dog. It's a dessert. That's cool. I'm gonna look that up. Kalterhund. Hedgehog slice. What the fuck? Okay, I see it. I'm curious why the pop-up said hedgehog slice. Ooh, that's what the Wikipedia article is. This is a rabbit hole, for sure. Okay, sick. We can move on. Good to know. Um, please have mercy. I'm doing a poor job of navigating today. Um, okay, so next we're gonna look at this. Want to know a worse German food name? I would love to know a worse German food name. Um, so I'm just gonna read through this out loud, and then we can decide how we want to change it. So I did just read through it for the stream, and it seemed pretty okay. Um, but we'll make our own determination. So the next step, we have this cold dog. Um, dead grandma, Dota Oma. What is the dead? When do you eat dead grandma? Is that a food often created by made by grandparents for grandchildren? Because that seems like it would be in poor taste. Or just like a very passive aggressive gift to bring to family gatherings, you know? Uh, domination roll requires two 1d20 rolls, one on behalf of the caster, the other on behalf of the summoned entity. The caster's level, thaumaturgic circle modifiers, and sacrifice modifiers are added to his roll. Creature's hit die is added to its roll, and it also receives +1 to the roll for every power it has. This seems very normal and straightforward. Domination roll results. If the magic user wins, the margin of victory determines how many d10s to roll to determine how many rounds the creature will be under the caster's control. The caster must concentrate on controlling the creature for this period of time, and if the caster's concentration is broken, there must be another domination roll to determine if the creature will remain under control. Classic DDR dish as far as I know. What is that? What does that mean? Going to Google. What does DDR mean in Germany? East Germany. Deutsche Demokratische Republik. Gotcha. Gotcha, but I am cheating because I'm using Google. My mind went to Dance Dance Revolution naturally. Uh, back in the days we had a wall. Hmm. All right. Well, I'm not getting into that right now. Oh no, you're saying the dish is from then. That's cool. Um, there must be another domination roll to determine if the creature will remain under control. Um, the second roll can only confirm the original term of control, not extend it, and at most the creature can only win a basic victory in the second contest. The creature returns to its dimension when this time ends. Okay, so you roll off basically. If the magic user is controlling the creature, they're concentrating on the spell. And if their concentration is broken, in addition to normal concentration broken stuff that we have, there also is another roll. Which I don't know if we need the second roll, honestly, even though it's not that bad. Love a classic Dance Dance Revolution dish. Listen, that's why I had to Google it. I mean, I don't know what you're doing over there in Germany. It could be that. It's a whole nother continent. The creature returns to its dimension when this time ends. If the magic user wins by a great margin, which they're saying is equal to or greater than 5 plus the creature's hit dice plus the number of powers, the caster can demand a longer service from the creature without needing to consciously direct it. So if you win by like 7 or 8, The details of the service must be communicated in a clear and succinct manner. If the caster wins by a margin of 19 or more, or double a great margin, the creature is bound permanently in our world, and under the complete control of the caster, no direct concentration required to maintain this control. It's pretty good. Perhaps too good, sometimes. If the creature wins the domination roll, it will simply lash out, attempting to kill and maim all living creatures while it is stable in this reality. A number of rounds equal to d10. Nothing better than eating some dead grandma while playing Dance Dance Revolution. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I had to ask. You're crazy over there. I don't know. um, sorry, it's funnier than it should be. I never. It's just funny having this conversation while, like, on the other hand, trying to flick between reading this spell. Um, a number. Attempting to kill and maim all living creatures while it is stable in its reality. A number of rounds equal to d10 times the margin wins the domination contest. Minimum number of rounds equal to die. Oh, you can no longer see this text because my head is over it. Um, not that I. Not that it probably matters that much, but there. Well, surely that's legible. Okay, so if the creature wins, they try to kill you. Blah blah blah. If the creature wins by a lot, you're fucked. Basically, roll a d6 and consult the dominating creature table below to determine what happens. That's this table. We'll get there. If the creature wins the roll by 19 or more, double a great margin, it must make a 1d20 roll. On a 1 through 19, it is empowered by energy from its own dimension and multiplies its hit die by 1d4 plus 1. That's very funny. Reroll its powers using its new hit die as a base. It will then go on a killing rampage. That rocks. If this extra roll is a 20, this is a zany one, the barrier between realities is sundered and innumerable monstrosities begin dropping through. Hundreds of them will come through in the first hour, then about 100 a day for the next week, then just a few each day. All will be hostile as their passage to this world is accidental, and our reality will be unfamiliar and unpleasant to their sensibilities. If the domination roll is a tie, then roll again, but this time the caster uses a d12 instead of a d20, and thaumaturgic and sacrifice modifiers do not apply. This is just mean. I don't think this is necessary. This is funny because I think this is the first time reading through this spell where you can like really see that like you can like completely derail your campaign / end your campaign just by casting this spell, which is part of what makes it really funny and good. Yeah, I think. Um, so I don't know. I'm not opposed to that. Because like the odds of getting this result are low because you have to lose the domination roll by a great margin, or a double great margin, or 19, which is like I don't know, a 1 in 400 ish if you're rolling evenly, um, or maybe less if it's double great margin, and then you have to roll another d20 and get a 20. So yeah, pretty unlikely. Anyway, I'm going to copy all of this to our document and we can edit it. Copy. Dun, 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 dun. Also, wait, let me look up what Toteoma is. Forgive my pronunciation. Toteoma. Funny German words. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks very German, doesn't it? The unsavory name, Toteoma, originated as a regional sarcasm based on the red coloring of its main ingredients. The dish is also referred to by East Germans as, uh-oh, Verkehrsunfall, meaning traffic accident. Anyway, back to this. So we can enter this first part, and then we can take a look at the dominating creature table. I love wacky formatting from copying and pasting. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't know what you're doing over there, man. It's something. We're all learning things about Germany today. Isn't that what we come to the stream for? Oh, that made it so much worse than it was. Cool. We'll just go through it and fix this. Oh, the text is bigger. That sucks. 10. Okay. This first part is go to normal. I'm going to change all the his pronouns to they pronouns. Or I'm always happy to bring you some German culture, if you can call it that. And you know what? I'm happy to receive it. Um, truly these are the highlights of German culture, so, I'll take it. Oh, I feel like I should reciprocally share some like wacky American culture, but like I don't know. I don't have anything off the top of my head. I'm not prepared for this. I don't have like a funny word for squirrel in like my back pocket, you know? German's so much easier. Trust me, they are. We are very boring. Yeah, I don't know. Matter of perspective, I guess. I've been to Germany actually. It was pretty cool. In like a tourist capacity. I know. That was kind of the joke I was making there. It, don't worry, I'm familiar with quirky German facts, at least to some extent, which maybe is a weird thing. I don't know. Um, you speak a dialect that makes it even worse. Trust me. Ooh, really? Tell me about the dialect that you speak. That sounds cool. Languages are cool. I mean, if you want to share. Um, I think I am going to remove this part about if you have your concentration broken while you're doing the spell, you have to like re-roll for control of the creature and can possibly lose control of it. Because we already have oh wait, I can use my second tab for this. Check this out, baby. Um we already have bad things happen to people when their concentration breaks. Oh, where is this? Concent. What? Oh, this fucking refreshed. So all right. Just pretend you can't see anything. All right, that would be cool. Um, and editing these Google Docs is hard. Um, Concentration. Where is the part of the rules where we explain this, please? Oh, it's the first one, classic. Yeah, you roll for miscast when you're concentrating anyway. So, I come from a city called Trier, which is the oldest city in Germany, and we have a very wild dialect. Normally in German, squirrel would be Eichhornchen, and where I come from, we say Krawatschelshi. Krawatschelshi. Eichhornchen. Krawatschelshi. Oh, I'm probably making you cringe. That's a wild dialect difference though. Those words are completely different. That's cool though. Um anyway, point is I'm gonna delete this. We are very close to France and Luxembourg, so maybe that's why. I believe that. My knowledge of the shifting borders of Europe is relatively low, and I can just blame being an American for that, so that's convenient. But I can imagine um, that that would make sense. Um, if the caster wins, they must concentrate on controlling the creature for this period of time. And if the caster's concentration is broken, the creature returns to its dimension. Don't worry, most Germans have a stroke when they try to speak or understand Swedish. Oh, that's funny. Well, you know what? I appreciate that you're able to speak English. That's very cool. For me personally. So thank you. I don't have to try and understand German dialects. Um, I guess do you also? I imagine you. Well, I don't want to assume, but I imagine you probably also speak more other dialects of German in other areas of Germany, or I don't know. It's possible that there's also English they could use to communicate with each other, I suppose. But I know different European companies, different European countries feel differently about using English to communicate. Um, that is actually relatively normal in Germany. Most people speak no English. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am under that impression. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah, and that was the experience that I had when I visited there as a tourist. Is that people were speaking English. I think signs had English as a secondary language, but I don't remember. Um, and they didn't seem because I've heard that in France or whatever, like they don't want you speaking English or they don't appreciate people speaking English or look down on you if you do or whatever. But yeah, that's not the case in a lot of the other European countries that I have visited or heard about. Oh, Germany has thousands of dialects, like every second village speaks another tongue. That's cool. I didn't know there were quite that many. That's really neat. But yeah, so I'm just wondering, like, between people in Germany, if it's common to use English as a lingua franca, which maybe it is, or if it's you try to understand each other's dialects. Um, okay, my only question about this is caster can demand a longer service. So if the magic user wins by a great margin, caster can demand a longer service from the creature without needing to consciously direct it. The details of this service must be communicated in a clear and specific manner. The big question of this is like, how long is a longer service? What does that mean exactly? Because if you win by 19 or more, or double a great margin, the creature is bound permanently to our world, right? So what's the difference between this and this? It should probably be specified. Um, I can just say like up to a few days. Oh, we have something called Deutsch German, which is just German without dialect, which most people speak because it gets taught in most schools. That makes sense. Cool. Yeah, that. Okay. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, because I don't know. I guess it's just slightly foreign to me, obviously, because there are like regional accents and differences in English across the U.S., but they're usually pretty mutually intelligible, aside from like one or two like really weird ones. But yeah, like 99% of the time, you can you're speaking largely the same thing. Or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Having that many though is cool. Once again, I can just hide behind being an American. Um, okay. This clarification I think is valuable. But yeah, a lot of younger people who grew up with the internet speak fluent English and sometimes also talk English in their day-to-day life. Yeah, I've heard that too, or I know that. Is that especially among young people who are online, obviously a lot, not all of, but a lot of like discourse and communication, particularly for games or shows, is in English. Um, and so I know a lot of people in Europe or whatever learn English through online games or video games, or like watching anime or whatever, which is cool, kind of cool. It's cool. Okay. Um, if the caster wins by margin of 19 or more, or double a great margin, the creature is now permanently in our world and under the complete control of the caster. No dark concentration required to maintain this control. Yeah, that's good. Um, if the creature wins the domination roll, there should be a paragraph break here, I think. It will simply lash out, attempting to kill and maim all living creatures while it is stable in this reality. A number of rounds equal to d10 times the margin it won the domination contest. In a number of rounds equal to its hit dice. We also have something called Denglish, which is just a mix of German and English. For example, I say things like basically and like a lot while talking German. Yeah, that's cool. I know that a lot of languages have a version of that just because of the bilingual struggle, just because of the proliferation of English. Like obviously Spanglish, uh, Spanish, English. But I was recently talking to someone else about how that is applicable across like a bunch of languages as well. I think one of my friends who is Indian was talking about how their their language or dialect, um, how they would often mix in English words with their friends in their own version of that, which is pretty cool. As long as people can understand you. If the creature wins by a great margin, equal to or greater than 5 plus magic users hit. This should be caster level, I think. Sacrifice most of the time they can. That's good. I mean, that's pretty good. I struggle to be understood a lot of the time, and I'm just speaking English, so the caster is completely at the mercy of the creature, my body and soul. Roll 1d6 and consult dominating creature table below to determine what happens. If the creature wins the roll by 19 or more, or double great margin, it must make a 1d20 roll. Yeah, like I said, most of this is totally fine. We're not going to change it very much. On a 1 through 19, it is empowered by energy from its own dimension and multiplies hit dice by 1d4 plus 1. That's, again, really cool and funny. Reroll its powers using its new hit die. It will then go on a killing rampage. And then there's the campaign ending option here. If this extra roll is a 20, the barrier between realities is sundered, and innumerable monstrosities begin dropping through. 100 of them will come through in the first hour, then about 100 a day for the next week, then just a few each day. All will be hostile, and blah, 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 blah. We just read this. Fixing the formatting a little bit. My partner doesn't understand, so I just made a bit of a language barrier because of my dialect in the beginning. That's kind of cool. Or kind of interesting anyway. Yeah. Once again, it's interesting that the dialects are so like can be so mutually like incomprehensible. I'm trying to imagine that. But, I guess with High German and in English, it was probably very manageable. But that's neat. Oh. Um I'm gonna take out this being unnecessarily mean if it's a roll, if it's a tie. Problem I've run into with making cool what spells that I think or tables that I think are cool and fun in the system, like miscast results, or whatever, is that if you make them too mean, or if you make them in a way that players perceive as too mean, then they won't use them, which is fair. But also, it kind of defeats the purpose of spending so much time trying to like make these cool tables and stuff for players to use. So I think when in doubt, be nice to your players. Don't be mean to them unnecessarily. They'll struggle enough on their own. They don't need your help. Yeah, we manage. Sometimes we still find words that I never learned the High German word for. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Well, in the in the hours that I have seen you text, um, I will say that the English has seemed like I don't know, very good. Uh, like occasionally you've got like some obviously German spellings, but I could definitely understand them. So I'd imagine you'd be fine. That's cool though. That's funny. Okay, I'm fine with that. We didn't change it that much, but I didn't really think I was going to change it that much. So that is fine. Oh, trust me, I'm very dyslexic. I frequently get Google shit because I don't know how to spell them. Oh, that's fair. We've got that power. I'm just imagining you switching tabs to Google before typing the Twitch message. You know, I appreciate the effort there. That's solid. Okay. I am looking at my other monitor and I am copying this table. That's why I have two monitors. Let's go. Dun, 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 dun. Got the pre-stream song looping in my head. Um, oh, I hate tables in Google Docs. It bothers me so much that like Docs Docs is fine. Docs is like pretty good. Oh, what was it? I missed it. Oh, ooh, 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 ooh. Hold on. Yeah, you're right. You didn't show up until after. Let me let me go to a Be Right Back screen for a sec so I can go get the link without doxing myself more accidentally. Okay, I'm back. Don't worry. um, I don't know if you would like it, but it was this song. Um, I've been listening to I've been listening to hyperpop stuff a lot the past year or two ish. Not an Alan Wake song, I'm sorry. But I don't have like a super strong or sophisticated music taste really. I never really have. But over the past couple years when I've been like working from like home or whatever, or just working in general, um, I've been listening to music more. And at the beginning I was just letting like YouTube like autoplay or whatever on songs that I knew and I would like, like and replay the songs that I was like, ooh, that's cool. Not really my style, but I'm sure my partner would like it. Yeah, that's fine. I know it's not for everyone, but that's okay. Um, and yeah, I just kind of ended up in that style of music, so I guess I like it. I don't know. Oh, I'm a musical nerd. Oh, nice. I am sorry. I can't contribute too much to musical nerd conversations. My musical knowledge is woefully lacking. Um, I definitely have a lot of friends though that are super into music. Just laughing thinking about some of their opinions. Um, what kind of stuff do you like? If it will mean anything to me. I have very entry level musical tastes, I feel like. I'm just fixing this table and trying to make it less immediately terrible. Okay. Um oh, I also listen to rock, indie punk, metal, goth, and a few other things. Nice. That is a lot of genres. That's cool. They are I All similar. I see the similarity. That's cool. That sounds cool. Oh yeah, you talked about this. I know this. You said you wear concert shirts a lot. I remember. Concert shirts and black pants. So it all checks out. Um okay. So this dominating creature table. I grew up with Mamma Mia, Thanks Mom, and Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, I've heard so much Mamma Mia in my childhood. Um when I was younger, I was definitely really into, yeah, in a battle jacket most of the time. What's a hold on. What's a battle jacket? Is that I'm picturing like a hold on. Battle jacket. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was picturing. See, that's cool. You're cool. You're cool. My mental image of you, it's evolving with an eye patch and everything. That's a joke. Um, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I'm more of a, video game t-shirt and hoodie kind of guy, which is, probably a little less interesting as I'm wearing my video game t-shirt and hoodie. Um, yeah, when I was younger though, I was definitely really into, or I was more into like musical stuff, stuff from musicals, more like narrative songs, more like humor songs that are like all dialogue. But yeah, then recently as I started listening to more music, I kind of went away from that and have gotten more into hyperpop, which is very cool. Um, and not Zoomer music at all. Um, okay, let me look at this. Let me look at this. Let me look at this. So this dominating creature table. This is what happens if the creature wins by a great margin. So they've got to beat you by a lot. And you're completely at the creature's mercy. So it's bad things. My mom had a bootleg CD of the German version of Mamma Mia, so yeah, I have been scarred. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of like rewatching things in general, unless I really like the thing. And even then, I can only rewatch it like a couple times. But my mom definitely watched that movie slash made me watch that movie far more times than I would have on my own. So yes, I handshake emoji. I feel you. Um, the creature retreats to its own reality, bringing the caster back with it. The casters. Oh, oh, that's funny. The automod caught your post. I can deny it. That's so funny. Um, yes, you were allowed to have the you were allowed to have this permission to have this opinion. wait, wait, I didn't mean to. Okay, what it caught is the fact that that message started with "I hate German," which I understand where they're coming from. Probably most messages that start with "I hate nationality" are not good. Um, I hate German music with a passion. It's the least melodic language of all time. That's kind of fair. Yeah, yeah. Okay, the funny thing is that by pressing allow there, I have now added permitted term I hate German. So I guess any message that starts with I hate German is cool now, which is not really what I meant. But whatever. Surely that won't be a problem. That's so funny. I've literally never seen automod trigger on a message before. Hey, don't say that. No excessive self-hatred in this chat. At least I shouldn't do that, so, you shouldn't either. Um, okay, this is just a basic cast or dies thing, which is fine, whatever. Um, Creature's presence in this universe is stable and it will not be drawn back to its world. The caster's will is replaced with that of the creature, and the character becomes an NPC. I think these are all going to be character dies. If the creature and the magic user together have the strength to destroy everyone and everything in their immediate surroundings, they will do so. There is doubt about their ability to accomplish this. The creature and caster will retreat and begin their long-range campaign to bring about hell on Earth. Oh, that's so funny. See, this table is good. I don't really like the phrase hell on Earth. The creature holds the rift open longer than it was supposed to. 1d10 more creatures with hit die ranging from 1 to the sum of creatures' hit dice flood into the physical world. They will attempt to slay and consume every living thing. 1d10 is a lot, is the thing about that. I've had this result roll before in a game, and it was not good. Um, I feel like going down to 1d8 is fine. I wonder if we can go down to as far as 1d6. We'll just knock it down a little bit to 1d8. That's a nothing change, but whatever. Um, the creature and the magic user merge to form one being. That's cool. It can switch between the two physical forms at will, and in either form possesses all the powers of both beings. The creature is in control. That's so fucking metal. Um, it's not really a lot different from 2. So I do wonder about that. I wonder how I can... I'm just gonna... These are kind of similar. Don't know if we need both. 5. I haven't read these in a long time, so this is my first time reading them in a while. The creature explodes on contact with our universe, disrupting all sense of self and identity. Nice. All human or human-like? Say sentient. Sentient characters within 120 feet are randomly switched into new bodies with the level and class abilities of the new bodies. All bodies must change, even if a random roll puts a character back in their original body. I feel like this is an unnecessary clarification. Or I'm not sure what they're saying, really. They're saying all bodies must change, even if a random roll puts a character back in their original body. So are you saying if you get randomly put back into your original body, that's okay or no? I don't know, that seems unnecessary. I'll just let them figure it out. Characters retain their previous charisma, intelligence, and wisdom. Take on the oh, wait, we don't... Nice. We don't have all these stats. That would be intelligence and spirit. Oh, and I listen to a lot of Will Wood, Boy Genius, MCR, Ghost, Manowar, Meatloaf, and a few others at the moment to answer your question what I listen to. Cool. I've even heard of most of those. So that's pretty cool. I have a friend who I know is a big fan of Ghost. Uh, so I've heard of them at the very least. And of course, MCR, Meatloaf. I feel like probably Manowar. That sounds familiar. Boy Genius, I'm gonna say probably. And Will Wood, I'm not sure about. I'm on my phone searching these things right now. Ooh, and I am failing to type Will Wood like 3 times. Cool though. I will refrain from getting too sidetracked. Um, yeah, my musical knowledge is pathetic. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong in my upbringing. But I just never really listened to stuff. You know what? I actually know a little bit of what it was. Part of it was that like my parents never really tried to get me into any particular kind of music, so I wasn't really introduced to a lot of it. And I did like band and stuff when I was younger, but I never really listened to a lot of music like outside of that. And I also had this weird mindset when I was in school that like listening to music like was just a distraction that made you dumber. Which, I don't still think, to be clear, but I definitely thought that at one point when I was in like middle school. And so I kind of like actively avoided listening to music while I was like working and stuff. I also have a hard time like can have a hard time multitasking generally. I usually like to focus on like one thing. So it's hard for me to listen to music and do something else unless I like really really know the song already and then I'm not like I don't really have to pay attention to it. Anyway, that's lore, I guess. Um you're reminding me I want to do a just chatting stream in the future. I mean, these RPG streams are kind of basically just chatting streams already, when I occasionally do stuff in the background. Um, but yeah, that would be cool. I have a just chatting stream I really want to do. Um, yeah, that'd be cool. War is the loudest band in the world. Am I hearing on the right side as this day? Not recovered fully from the concert I went to back in 2017. Oh, that's so funny. I mean, maybe not. Maybe that's sad. Um, that's wild. Yeah, it's concerts are wild. Um, I somewhat recently went to um, I have a friend who is in a like a metal band. Oh, I hope I'm not getting the genre wrong. Um, bad friend. Um, but I went to one of their concerts recently, which was at like a bar. And I don't go to a lot of concerts. And I was completely unprepared for just getting completely blasted by how fucking loud it was. And yeah, my hearing was like gone for like the next day, which was kind of alarming. Um, but I guess is normal. And it's also why people wear earplugs, which would have been smart. Characters retain their previous intelligence and spirit. You can take on the con, dex, strength, class, level, and hit points with a new body. All present are now chaotic in line. Okay, I'm gonna take this out. This one's cool. I like that one. Body swapping is wacky. The creature is not at all interested in being in reality, nor does it care about anyone present. It is, however, supremely vexed at being called through the veil by a piece of meat. It will take one of the caster's comrades as compensation. The caster must choose one of his fellow player characters, and that character will simply cease to be. If the caster delays or chooses anyone else than a player character, then all the player characters in the area will be winked out of existence, and the caster will be left all alone. This is good. This is prime content right here. This is the best result on the table. Um, I was a stupid kid back then. I should have accepted those earplugs they offered at the entrance. Yeah, it truly is like that sometimes. It turns out that sometimes the like safety precautions people take are a good idea and for a reason, and that you're still cool if you do them. But I feel you on that. Um, Okay, so I actually like this table quite a lot. After reading through it, the only comment that I had was that 2 and 4 were kind of similar, and so I wouldn't mind replacing one with something better if we could think of something better, but I'm not sure. I don't know. We could try. But hey, what is a little loss of hearing if your body is already as wonky as mine? Hmm. I don't know if that's the right mindset, but I don't know. I'm not you, so what do I know? Truly, what's one more thing? Hmm. I think between these two, the wording of this is funny, or just another thing on a very long list. Well, uh, you know, glad you're here with us despite all that, so that's good. I like somehow. Yeah, we'll take it though. We take those. That's a win. Trying to, I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've had any near-death experiences now. Probably not like the most chill topic for a stream to go into like near-death experiences, but I don't know. Nothing super crazy has happened to me, thankfully. Um, yeah, I don't know. I've broken some bones and stuff, but when I was younger, but nothing like super crazy. All right, I'm gonna leave that topic. I don't need to remind Quinny about how they like. I don't know. Yep, 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 exactly. I don't need to remind Quinny about some terrible accident that they've been in that is better not to talk about. I had a car accident 1 month after I got my license, so I got very lucky that day. Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you that you got lucky. Car accidents suck, man. Um, so I like the wording of this better, but I can just take this wording. Oh, oh, it's fine. I somehow made it out without a scratch. That's good. Yeah, I've had like a tire blowout on my car while I was driving through like the city. It was probably the scariest car accident that I have been in, but fortunately I didn't really hit anything, nor was I injured. I just kept driving for a little bit and then pulled over. Um, oh god, I've had so many car problems. I don't really want to think about them. Plenty of times when like my lights have come on and my car has started being really weird, and I'm like, ah, shit. Uh, and I just have had to pull over and get towed and get it fixed, but nothing that was actually like resulted in anyone being injured, thankfully. Um, I'm just gonna change the wording of this to make it fit this one better. Down in their kitchen, kind of retreat and begin their aim to bring about the apocalypse. Okay, so there's that. What other wacky, cool thing can we do if the creature ends up dominating the caster? We've got caster dies. We've got more creatures. We've got they merge together. We've got body swapping. 2 a.m. black ice in the middle of the woods, and I lost control over the car. Got off the road and almost crashed into a bridge. The car was a wreck. I was in shock, but fine. Yikes, that's horrifying. Yeah, black ice is scary. Um, got off the road and almost crashed into a bridge. Being near a bridge is not good. Also, horrifying visions of like careening into a river. Obviously, car was a wreck. I was in shock, but fine. I definitely know other people who have gotten into accidents like that. Maybe not quite as bad, but like with snow and ice being a problem, it's so easy to slide into something. I mean, it happens all the time. Here, when the ice comes out, the roads just become a mess. Like 2 feet further, and I would have crashed into it. I was very lucky that day. Yikes! Yikes, man, that's horrifying. That's good though. I'm glad you weren't hurt. Trying to picture that. Living is hard. That's why I stay inside and stream tabletop role-playing games. Um, yeah, I feel like we can do something else wacky here. I'm just trying to think. Thinking about what else. I'm thinking about creatures like making changes to the world, like making the ground fall away. Thinking about granting or taking away spellcasting. Oh, and I got an electric shock during a works accident, which sent me to the hospital for a few hours. Yikes. That is that is also scary. Yes, I remember you mentioning your work accidents last time. I'm thinking about that too. Just being in the hospital for a few hours though is bad, obviously, but it's a good thing it wasn't worse. Obviously, it's easy for those to be much more fatal if you are, you know, like holding metal things and like making a circuit or whatever. Like that's my understanding of them. Mm, I kind of like I really like the effect of six, which is screwing over your party, and it would be fun to incorporate that into another one as well, like picking someone else from your party. Um, I was always very lucky. When I got unlucky, I would get hurt most of the time. I got away okay without lasting damage. That's good. I'm glad. Yeah, it's the way you describe it. It sounds like they're, you know, things have definitely gone wrong in the past, but all of your stories end up being okay. So that's good. Hopefully that is a trend that continues. What if we did something like I'm just gonna copy this up here so we can edit it. I was thinking something like I didn't have any work accidents in the last 5 years, so it's going quite well. Okay, that's good. Then it's slightly less dramatic than my reading of your description of it. So that's good. That's good. Oh, um, but I was thinking was something like one random or let me just try and type this out and then I can end it. Spell seems to end without effect. But one randomly determined sentient being in the area will have their not the caster if possible. But I'm also worked from home since 3 years, so maybe that's helped. That is nice. Yeah, I would imagine that helps. So hey, accidents in the home. That's good. Um, yeah, I was work from home for a bit. Uh, obviously, COVID last couple of years, but since then I have returned to the office, which is I won't go into it. Which is how it is. Um, one randomly determined sentient being in the area will have their 70% of all access I wouldn't get to remember right. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. And man, yeah, that's true. I mean, truly, if I'm not in my room, I'm in my kitchen. So where else would they happen? Um, uh, will have their consciousness merged with the creature, being in control. They will maintain all of the memories of the good thing I can't cook. That's why I stay out of the kitchen. It's dangerous in there. Stupid. You'll maintain all the memories of the sentient being and the powers of both creatures. I'm very bad at it and my anxiety doesn't like it. Yeah, I get that. I also am frequently anxious about things. Um, and there was definitely a point in my life where I was anxious about cooking because I mean, obviously fire bad. But you know, since I moved out of my like finished college and moved into my own place or place with a roommate or whatever, um, I've definitely gotten a lot more comfortable with it slash better at it. But for me, as like basic, unable to cook male college student, it definitely is a slow journey of graduating from like pasta and frozen pizzas to food that is slightly better for you. So I don't know. It takes time. Many people will go on this journey. Um, this combined creature will continue to act normal. When I tried to learn cooking first, I nearly had a panic attack while trying to make pasta because the water started boiling and my brain didn't know how to handle that. Okay, yeah, that's definitely slightly worse than the cooking anxiety that I experience. But that's fair. Oh, I'm sorry, that sucks. Well, it seems most opportune. Um, in a week of this taking place. Yeah, I get panicked when I get the feeling that I'm not in control, which happens to be quite often. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The that's relatable. I'm able to make pasta by now, though. That's good. I'm glad. That's growth, baby. Um, I made mac and cheese today like an adult, and I didn't even cry. Hell yeah! See, it was a successful day. Okay, I've been kind of silent during part of this, but I'm going to read this back, and we're going to see if it's reasonable. So this is what I'm proposing for 2. We're just making something up here. The creature's presence in this universe is stable and it will not be drawn back to its world. The spell seems to end without effect, but one randomly determined sentient being in the area, not the caster if possible, will have their consciousness merge with the creature being in control. They will maintain all of the memories of the sentient being and retain the powers of both creatures. This combined creature will continue to act normally, and at a time it deems most opportune, within a week of this effect taking place. It will attempt to kill. It will. It will attempt to lash out and kill the people around it, or otherwise cause most havoc it can. Yeah, that's good. That's a nice effect. This is a nice, you can't trust anyone, doppelganger, uh, party infiltrator effect. I think it fits with the rest of the table. And it makes it so that 2 and 4 are not overly similar, so that's nice. Cool. And with that, unless Quinny hates it, we are done with that table. That was the wrong thing that I dragged. Classic. What am I doing? Alright. Cool. So, the next thing we have to do is Thaumaturgy Circles and Sacrifice, which is a pretty short section, thankfully. So I will just copy this over. I think I might take a break for a couple minutes to go to the bathroom and stuff before we do this, but we are making progress. As I like, what am I doing? As I fail to select this block of text, I'm moving this back off screen. You don't need to see that. My mind is wandering. My mind is wandering, but I am happy with the progress we're making. So, hell yeah. Oh, don't worry, mine too. Yeah. I'm trying to do work though. But I do appreciate the distraction. It makes the stream a lot more fun. Um, okay. Yep. I'm gonna go take a break for a couple minutes, try and regain some focus, and then we will try and possibly just slam through the rest of Summon, because it's just this section and then the abstract forms table. Oh, we can do it. I believe. Yeah, thanks for watching and chatting so far. I appreciate it. And I will be back in a couple. See ya. Hey, what's up? I'm back. Um, cool. Hell yeah. Can we take a second to talk about the end of last stream? That was so funny. Big apologies for the disconnect first of all, but mostly it was just I thought it was super funny. I don't know. Just reconnecting and disconnecting every like 2 minutes, trying desperately to communicate with you all, trying to reach the end of that level. That was funny. Also, the funniest part was just like terrible timing on that the new person Blackbird temp following um me feeling like I was trying to communicate with him through like a wind tunnel. Be like, we're ending, but I stream on Thursdays. It was funny. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. I'm glad my connection seems to be stable today. I'll make myself small again. Um, what were we doing? Thaumaturgy circles and sacrifice. So this is the thing where you can actually prepare for your summon spell by drawing summoning circles, um, and or sacrificing other beings. I, in practice, I've never seen anyone use this. Um, so I don't really know how important it is to have, but it is cool, and it seems like it would be nice to have. And it's good to have a way to make this spell like a little more sane and safe than it is. So I feel like keeping it in is probably for the best. Um, I was a little on the fence before about whether or not I wanted to keep it in, but I think I would like to keep it in. Um, I think it's a fun way to add a modifier. Yeah, conceptually, it's really cool for sure, and I like it. But like, I don't know. I just feel like in practice, like I personally have never seen a player use it, which doesn't mean it shouldn't be there. Um, but like, and I don't know. Part of me also is like, I want to change this spell so it's not like it is just copied, you know, is part of my motivation for doing this, right? So when I'm looking at the parts of this spell, it is sort of with an eye that is more minded to like, let's get rid of it, let's change it. Um, then maybe make the reward higher to tempt people to use it. Yeah, that's such a smart fucking thing to say. You are so right. You are correct about that. Um, yes, that's such a good point. You're right. I have identified this problem, which is that this is kind of cool, but people don't use it. So maybe we need to make it better. Really, really good point. So I'm going to read through thaumaturgic circles and sacrifices, and we'll try and see if we can find points to make it better or more interesting. You're so fucking right, though. Um, RPGs have such bad habits of using unnecessary capitalization. There's no reason that you need to capitalize thaumaturgic circles and sacrifice every time in this spell in this block. So I'm going to undo all of those. Okay. Using thaumaturgic circles, I luckily got the logical version of ADHD. Nice. Hell yeah. I appreciate the help. Okay. Using thaumaturgic circles and offering sacrifice while casting the spell makes the portal between worlds more interesting, attracting greater creatures to the summoning point, and so allowing them to be summoned. Okay. I don't know if that's true narratively, but we'll come back to it. It also numbs the consciousness of these creatures, such as it is. Oh, why do we need to say such as it is? We don't. Allowing a magic user. Allowing a magic user Let's say caster. Oh, wow. I really failed to type caster there. More easily control them. Each full 2-hit die of sacrifices gives the caster... Which also means I sometimes have to ask what kind of advice people want. Yeah, I get that. I feel like... Yeah, I feel like that's something that I've definitely run into when you are giving people advice and it's like, well, do you want what I really think or are you just looking to vent? Um, yeah, logical or emotional. Yeah, exactly. Um, each full 2-hit die of sacrifices gives the caster a +1 bonus to domination roll, or 1-hit die for a +1 bonus if the sacrifice is the same race as the caster. Yikes. Like human is what they mean. To count as a sacrifice, the victim must be helpless at the time of this. See, this is also kind of like evil, which is partially why people don't do it. To count as a sacrifice, the victim must be helpless at the time of the slaying and purposely slain for just this purpose. Combat deaths do not count. At least the sacrifice thing is evil. The bonuses were pretty good. Thaumaturgic circles are magical diagrams or mathematical equations, which are nonsense in our world but important in some others. I'm not gonna. We could take that out. Used to focus magical energy and give the caster greater control over their summoning. Does it have to be a human? This is a good question. So just this text right here. It would be no. Each full 2-hit die of sacrifice gives the caster plus a bonus to domination roll. So you could sacrifice anything as long as they are helpless and purposely slain for this purpose. So that includes animals, which is less evil. But they are twice as effective if the sacrifice is the same race as the caster. So, if you're a human, then you get more efficiency for sacrificing humans. If you're, a dwarf, you get more efficiency for sacrificing dwarfs, etc. It does kind of feel like there is like a weird disparity here because it feels like sacrificing animals shouldn't be that difficult to do. I mean, maybe change the last part. The last part, like, bonus for sacrificing creatures of the same race, like humans and stuff. Um, Back to what I was saying about the disparity, because like it feels like it should be pretty easy to sacrifice humans. Sacrifice animals in an RPG. The same race thing, yes, yeah. Um, um, and then like it's giving you a bonus for being evil, but it's not that much of a bonus given how much trouble it would be. Yeah, I think. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, I'm thinking about changing it. The reason that I'm not like immediately changing it is because like it is kind of like what it's doing, right, is sort of like adding incentive for being using it in like an evil way. Like you can imagine like cults, right? Like the classic demon summoning cult. Like this allows them to use summon in like a rules compliant way for their like human sacrifices or whatever, which is kind of cool. Um, it is, on the other hand, kind of edgy, which we are definitely trying to go away from. You're right. Or I think that's what you're getting at. So maybe it's not something we want. I don't know. I don't feel like I feel like if I were to, is it an evil spell? Does it intend to seem evil? Um, I mean, I don't think it is like I don't think the spell as a whole is evil. I think that this portion of the spell for sacrifices definitely gives it like is definitely aimed at that. Do we want that though? I think is a valid question. Um I think what you're getting at is like do we think that this part of the spell, like the sacrifices, in particular like human sacrifices or sentient being sacrifices, does that fit what we are going for with the spell? Um which I think is a good question. Um and I think my answer is like yeah. And I think my answer is like no, not really. My system is not as edgy as Lamentations of the Flame Princess is. Summon is not an intrinsically evil spell. It's a wacky spell. It's a chaotic spell. You get like wacky bullshit from it. Possibly very good, possibly very bad wacky bullshit. But it's not supposed to be like something that only evil people use. Um, just people who are crazy. So I see what you're saying, and from that perspective, I don't think that the sacrifice really fits. But that going back to what I was saying before is I feel like having a clause about this does give a good avenue and maybe change it that predators give a bonus like a bear or some larger animal that is harder to sacrifice. Okay, I see what you're saying. What I was saying was that like um I like from the evil cult perspective of like the classic RPG trope that it gives them like yeah, it gives them an avenue for human sacrifice or like a mechanical reason to benefit from it, which is cool. Um, but yeah, before you said your last message, I was thinking like it would probably be fine just to remove the sacrifice thing, like in general, and just leave thaumaturgic circles because thaumaturgic circles is just like money, um, which we'll get to. But I don't know. I'm thinking about it now. Yeah, but I guess like if you make it so that like if you just say that sacrifices can be like X hit die, add to the sacrifice count, and you don't specify, then I mean you still could sacrifice people uh, to buff your spell or whatever. It's just not like you're not explicitly getting a bonus for doing that, right? So might have evil cults investing more in goats or whatever, but that's probably fine. Um, oh yeah, I think that's a good call out. Sorry, I'm trying to like think about this, but also like narrate my inner monologue at the same time. Um, which is mostly just rambling. So how can we change this under this like new idea? I would want to we would want to say something like just the first part. Yeah, 100% makes it a bit less evil killy without taking the mechanic completely away. Yeah, 100%. Each full 2 hit dice of sacrifice is given the chance for a plus and bonus to domination roll. I want to add hit die 0. Ooh. Ooh, adding? Okay. this is actually an interesting clause to add. Hit die 0 creatures cannot be used for this effect. I was originally thinking like, so you can't just get like a bunch of mice or whatever and have them counted towards the sacrifice. But that also kind of applies to like normal townspeople, because most like unclassed humans are hit die 0, I think. I guess it kind of depends on your system. Or I guess I'm writing the system, so I can't really say that. I don't remember if like NPC villager humans are hit die 1 or hit die 0. Maybe hit die 1. Either way, I think it's good for closing a loophole of like buying 20 rats and sacrificing them. So no rats. Listen, I definitely didn't say rat because of your username and me staring at it half the time. No, it means no rats being sacrificed, so you're welcome. God. People are safe. Good, good. On the internet, no one knows that you're a rat. Even if it's in your username, people aren't going to assume it. But now my mental image is changing to just, a rat on the other side of the keyboard. Wearing a battle jacket, eye patch, band shirt, and jeans. 200 rats on a trench coat. Mm-hmm, classic. Um, what are we doing here, folks? Bonus to this roll for every hit die. It's the 4th. Okay. Pacing a silly mental image of me. Yep, that's true. That's what we're doing. Um, okay, so this is kind of a version of this where it takes out the human sacrifice thing explicitly, and it changes it to adding a bonus to like strong single creatures, which typically are not human, but I guess could be if you're sacrificing like high leveled people. But that's fine. But each full 2 hit dice of sacrifices gives the caster a +1 bonus to domination roll. Hit die 0 creatures cannot be used for this effect. Any creature above 4 hit die, which is pretty high level. I do think that like most like bears and tigers and stuff would be around like 3 to 4 hit die. So it would have to be like powerful versions of those animals, at least the way I've written it here. We'll give an additional +1 bonus to the roll for every hit die past the 4th. So I don't know. I could probably knock it down to 3, honestly. So a big rat. Yeah. So you'd have to get a super big rat. Um, a rat king, perhaps, uh, to get a bonus. But that's kind of fun, because then you could have, you know, cultists seeking out and capturing big animals. Though honestly, yeah, I don't know. The bonus to that is not crazy. So it'd probably be easier just to sacrifice like 30 goats, but I don't know. Style points. Um, that's just like 3 rats tied together. Yeah, we've played Magic the Gathering. We know that, Emrakul is the same as like 11 rats or whatever. Um, um, I think in the vein of what we are talking about, I think I want to take out. I have never in my life played Magic the Gathering. No, that's so sad. You're missing out. I'm a fan of Magic the Gathering. I don't like play a lot actively, but like currently, but I do think Magic the Gathering is a really good game, and I totally get why people are into it. And if I had had more money when I was younger to get into paper Magic, I maybe would have. Um, a friend tried to explain it to me, and I didn't understand it a lot. Yeah, the yeah. I mean, the hardest part I think about Magic is like learning the basics of it if you're not like familiar with um like TCGs in general or whatever. Because like once you can get past that though, which I don't know, I'm sure you'd be able to. I'm sure you would be able to understand it. Um, Once you can get past that, yeah, you're very sensible about how you're learning to respond. Yeah. You don't need to. You don't need to. I'm just saying it's a good game. Um, but like a lot of TCGs, like I feel like once you understand how one of them plays and like at a basic level, like the rules change, but like so many of them are inspired by Magic. Um, I mean, I played a bit of Pokemon back in the days. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fair. God, I don't actually really know the rules of the Pokemon TCG because I had Pokemon cards when I was younger, but I didn't really have people to play the game with, so I never actually played the game, which is sad. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely probably some similarities. I don't know. Um, anyway, Magic good. It has a whole coin flip system and shit from what I remember. Uh, hmm. In in Pokemon, God, I don't remember it all. Oh, no, I definitely have seen like pictures of Pokemon cards recently, and they definitely do have stuff pretty frequently that is like flip a coin. If it is the heads, add 10 damage to this attack or whatever. That might not be what you're talking about, but that's what I remember. Magic would be kind of fun to stream. I think the bigger boxes come with special coins. Ooh, we love collectibles. Love some collectible coins. Well, I'll see if I got any on me. At Magic, like pre-releases, they give you cool D20s, so that's neat. Hold on, I've definitely got. I'm trying not to make too much noise digging through this dice box. See if I got any of them on me. Oh, Warhammer has collectible coins. Nice. And special dice for all armies. Ooh, I love special dice. I've got like you probably can't see it very well, so I don't even know why I dug for it. But like they give you like these spin down dice, what they're called, that you can use for like life counters. And what's like cool about them is that like the sides are like ordered, so it's easy to go from like 20 to 19 to 18 to 17 to 16, etc. They just go down the dice, so it's really easy to use to track things, which is pretty cool. Anyway, dice are cool. You could probably tell I think that because like my all my channel imagery is like dice in RPG stuff. What are we doing? Yeah, I have a bunch too, as all people should. Um, tracks. And also, I'm going to say appeases. Consciousnesses. Allowing caster to control them more easily. After I realized the new armor I started needs way more die than I had, I bought a bunch. Is there a lot of die rolling typically required in Warhammer? Like, in terms of like number of dice that you need to roll at once? I don't know exactly how it works. I assume I mean, I imagine you're rolling dice for like attacks and stuff. Okay. I am happy with that change to sacrifice, so good thoughts there. Thaumaturgic circles are magical diagrams used to focus magical energy and give the caster greater control over their summoning. Diagrams are not enough. No. The materials used to draw and decorate the circles are crucial to communicating their information to the summoned creatures. 500 SP worth of materials is required to invest in a circle. Every +1 bonus to the caster's domination roll. And this is consumed with every cast. This is perfectly fine. I do not need to change. I do not feel the need to change anything about that. But it is worth thinking now, after the conversation we had at the beginning of this section. Is this unappealing to players? Does it need to be made better? Or does it need to be made more appealing so that players are more likely to use it? Like, on the one hand, it would be easy to like lower this cost, right? To say like 300 or whatever. But like, you don't want to make it too easy for players to summon things and then like permanently gain control of them. I don't know. I guess it's fine. Because it would cost a lot of money and you're still not guaranteed success. You roll for every model depending on how many attacks they have. Now in a unit with 20 models, that's at least 20 die possible more, or else you get an extra attack for every model in 6 engines to the target when charging. That's cool. I love rolling lots of dice at once. I have another game that I wrote where basically the health roll requires rolling like 40 die. It's good shit. So sometimes you just need like 40 die. And that's so fun, I think. Like just taking like an arm full of die and being like, yeah, I'm just dumping them on the table. That rocks. I just like rolling dice. That's fun. Yeah. I don't think there's any harm in knocking this down from 500 to 350 to make it a little bit easier to get these +1s. That is a cost reduction of like a third. Thank God I have big hands. I like forward armies way too much. That's funny. Okay. I think we're good with that. And now we one of the few benefits of being a tall motherfucker. I don't know. I don't think there are. I feel like people are usually happy to be tall. I mean, unless you're like above like, you know, 6'5" or something. Like if you're like outrageously tall, that's one thing. Ooh, I'm using feet and inches, but you would need to have that translated, huh? Um, but I'm like 6'3". Okay, yeah. I mean that's definitely tall. Um, but I feel like most people are happy to be tall. I'm like, I mean you can't tell because I'm sitting down. I'm like 6 feet. Wait, also, did you know your height in feet and inches? Just like without converting? Because that's impressive for my back hurts all the time when I actually need. Okay, well, your mileage may vary, I guess. Yeah. Let me copy all of this over. This is the stuff that gets really edgy. So that's going to be exciting. I have friends in Canada, so I'm used to having to adjust. Okay, fair. That's nice. Oh, I feel like I should know my height in like, meters, because I feel like it comes up enough that it would be nice to know. Or like my weight in kilograms or whatever, but God, this is such fucking awful formatting, copying and pasting directly from the document. Also, that's a rough time zone difference. I mean, obviously you were up late normally, which helps, but yeah, I've definitely done time zone differences like that. And it can be hard. Alright, time to get this stream auto taken down by talking about by reading edgy descriptions. We're just looking ahead at option one, collector's unconscious desire for suicide, which very cool. Thank you, James Edward Raggy the Fourth. That's the that's the person who wrote this. 6 feet is around 1.82 meters for average German male height. Y'all are kind of tall over there. I feel like the average American male height is like less than that. Average American male height. 5 feet 9 inches? Yeah, that's slightly above the global average height for males, which is 5 feet 7.5 inches. Hmm. But I know you guys are pretty close to like a. Okay, what's the word I'm looking for? Scandinavian. The Scandinavian countries. And they're super tall over there, so that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, 6'3", 1.9 meters. Makes sense, makes sense. Oh, once again, it pastes in at text size 11, which sucks. Oh, so much text. Yes, our Nordic friends. Yeah, I actually have spent a, when I was in school, I studied abroad in Denmark for a semester. So I was there for a while. It was cool. It was really cool. But yeah, they were all tall over they were all definitely noticeably taller than we are in America. So that's informing my perspective. Wrong table. Um, okay. Are you ready for me to read something really edgy? I'm finally done fiddling with this. It needs to be in a state that is like readable enough for me to actually go through without cringing. I'm the tallest in my family. We don't really know how I managed to get this tall because my mom is small and my dad is not even 1.8 meters. That's really funny. Genetics are truly a mystery. That's funny though. Okay, so for context, before I get into this table, this abstract forms table, if you recall, is if you fail your save when you're rolling for the form, and you remember at the beginning of the stream we did that, we rolled for our form, we got dog. Um, my brother is 3 years older than me and a head shorter. Yeah, it do be like that sometimes. My brother is 3 years younger than me and is like a couple inches taller. So yeah, mood. He doesn't like it. Yeah, and he'll have to live with that for the rest of his life. So I mean, that's hard. Um, okay. So the forms table, if you fail to save, you roll 1d30 instead of 1d20. So this doesn't happen some of the time, or a lot of the time. So 21 through 29 are all like special forms that have like special stuff on them. And if you roll a 30 when you're rolling for your form, which means you fail to save, instead you roll in the abstract forms table. And what that means is that the thing that you summon is this sort of, instead of summoning a monster, you summon this abstract like idea from the dimension, which conceptually is really cool, and I really like. His love for starting to smoke at 13. Yeah, that's tough. Probably doesn't help. So I really like the abstract forms, uh, and unfortunately, a lot of them are pretty edgy. And this is the first one, which is collective unconscious desire for suicide. The biological instinct to survive and the intrinsic arrogant assumption of importance in all self-aware beings. He is also ginger, so he kind of deserves it. Ooh, there's a lot of love in this relationship. That's so funny. Um, the biological instinct to survive and the intrinsic arrogant assumption of importance in all self-aware beings merely delude the mind about the ultimate truth about the universe. It hates you because you exist and it wants you to die, and sooner or later it will kill you and you will turn to dust. Yet deep below conscious thought, the self knows this to be true and longs to satisfy the universe's desires. Some of this desire in all beings has become independently sentient in another realm, and with the casting of this spell, the membrane between worlds is sundered, and the submerged living thought fights to become an active idea. Everyone that the caster is aware of in the immediate area, including the caster, must make a saving throw versus magic every round. If they fail, instead of their desired action, even if it was no action at all, they will attempt to harm themselves in the most severe manner possible. There is a convenient cliff or spiked pit. A character will fling himself over the edge. If he possesses poison, he will drink it. If nothing obvious is available, a character will attack himself with his weapon, doing 1d6 damage each round with no roll needed to hit. Those with no other options will simply slam their heads into the walls or floor, doing 1d2 damage each round. Only when all affected characters successfully save in a round. Only when all affected characters successfully save in a round and or are unconscious or completely incapacitated will the effect pass. There is a reason we didn't talk for like 5 years. Yikes. So, this one. Collective unconscious desire for suicide. Let's talk about it. So the actual effect of the spell is... We are talking again, so it's fine. That's good, I'm glad. It's hard. Relationships with people are hard. The actual effects of this are fine, I think, and even good. But the framing for this, I don't like. Yeah. The framing for this is so edgy that it would make me uncomfortable to like have it happen to PCs during a campaign. So something about it needs to change. I don't know if you feel that way about it or if it's just me, but like, I don't know. I don't like this. Again, the effect is fine. Like, I just don't like the flavor text here, which is just like, the universe is miserable and everyone wants to die. Um, so I wonder if we could do reframing here, or if we should just change it entirely. Maybe change the name from that to possession for starters. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I was just thinking about how, like, what angles we could take to frame this, in a more normal way. Possession is a good one. I really like that actually, because like if we change the framing here from like, well, okay. The only thing is that in order to fit with abstract forms table, I think if I type that Automod, it's gonna be on my ass again. Oh, I'm baiting you into being like auto banned from Twitch. Yeah, tell me your thoughts on the collective unconscious desire for suicide in an Automod safe way. Stupid. Um, yeah, the thing is to fit in abstract forms. Um, I don't know. It just needs to be less of like summoning things explicitly, and more like summoning an idea, if that makes sense. So that's sort of why it is collective unconscious desire for suicide and not you get possessed by a million ghosts. Um, but I think still there are ways we could reframe it. I am familiar with it. That's all I have to say. Damn, Cooney is out there causing trouble in the other chats. That's funny. Um, I feel like another way to frame this. Oh, okay, fair enough. And that's exactly why we don't want it here. Oh, bad topic. Um, I would frame it. There is a reason why I am in therapy. Yeah, well, that's fair. I'm glad that you are working on it for sure. Oh, but don't worry, I'm good now. That's that's good. I'm glad. Really should go to. I, re I really should seek a therapist. That's good. Now I'm imagining someone joining the stream out of context and like coming into this conversation. Okay. Um. Yeah. Yes. Do it. It helps. I know. I know. It's just hard to do things. Oh, it's hard to do things to better your own life. At least for me. Um. Why is this text small? What happened? Oh, trust me. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, I got really close. I was like, yeah. I won't go into it. But yeah, I'm working on it. Um, if I were to reframe this as another concept, um, it would be something like the universe is malice, and I think we can reuse a lot of the framing here in the sense that is like the universe fundamentally doesn't care about you and wants to kill you. Um, and that is manifested here, and then it possesses you and makes you want to, you know, hurt yourself. Um, I think that itself is a much better framing. Um, so let me just write something up for that. I'm just rereading what is currently in place. I didn't do it when I should have, and I ended up in the hospital for a month, and I imagine that's going to be more expensive in America than going to therapy. Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, therapy costs like roughly $100 ish a session, which is still quite expensive. Um, but being in a hospital for a month would cost more like, you know, well, it depends on your insurance and stuff, but more like in the range of tens of thousands of dollars, which is bad. Yeah. Yeah, and in America, you truly are fine until things start going poorly, and then you were just completely fucked. So that's cool. Um, okay. Trust me, I feel like I lost my insurance a while ago and have to pay back a bunch of money. That sucks. Yeah, I guess I don't, obviously I don't know exactly how it works there. But definitely under the impression it's a lot less expensive. Which I'm sure is true. But yeah, without insurance, I'm still sure it still costs money. Okay, I'm gonna type this. The text got small again. Why, bro? Stop. Ooh. Ooh, wait. We can make this funny. Most people believe that the universe is fundamentally apathetic towards the creatures in it, and whether they live or die. Yeah, most likely I still lost all my savings and all the inheritance from my grandpa, which sucks. Damn. Yeah, that blows. Like, it's good that you were able to pay it off, get out of that situation, but like, that blows. Yeah. Yeah, not to be like, well, you're lucky because you're European. It's not what I was saying, but yeah. However, the universe, I'm gonna have to pay it off in rates for a year. Yeah. However, the universe secretly hates all of its parasitic inhabitants and wishes the worst on them. Yes, I agree. Let's change the subject. Hmm. Different subject. Different subject. Um. You want you watch any shows? I'm not a huge TV watcher, honestly. So it's not like not a subject I'm have super strong feelings on, but I do watch anime with friends, which is cool. Um, I'm not really very good at watching things on my own though. I struggle to find the motivation to do that. But I love watching things with other people. I love talking about shows with people. I want to watch the Fallout show. My partner wants to watch Kingdom with me. Yeah, I've heard really good things about the Fallout show. Um, obviously, I haven't seen it, but I have a lot of like friends and coworkers who have watched it. And they all say it's really good. And obviously, like you've probably seen the stuff with like, the Fallout games having like big resurgences of players, which is cool. I feel like I've heard of Kingdom, but I'm not super familiar with it. I haven't watched anime in a long time. Yeah. Well, I'm just like classic like nerd weeb, over here. I'm obviously we're doing tabletop role playing games right now. Obviously I do video games. I do anime. Oh yeah, I'm playing a bunch of Fallout 76 right now. Really? Nice. Is it because of the show? Because you said you want to watch it, so I assume you haven't seen it yet, right? Kingdom is a samurai zombie show. Okay, that's not at all what I was thinking it was. That's kind of cool. I did watch The Walking Dead for a couple seasons. Obviously, I'm thinking about like, Michonne with her samurai sword. That was pretty cool. I'm looking it up. Kingdom television series. Kingdom Samurai Zombie. Is it like a Korean show? That's cool. Oh no, I started playing it a while before the show came out. Yeah, it's on Netflix, I think. Yeah, I think so too. Looking it up. That's cool. That's cool. That you started playing it before the show came out. It does kind of bother me a little bit when like a show comes out for something or like a movie comes out for something and it's good, and then people are like, "Damn, this thing is good. I should play it." I don't know, but I think that's just because I'm like an annoying hipster in some ways. Um, and I feel like uh, going against like people who are like driven by like mainstream trends of the things that I'm not watching. I don't know. Yes, Korean, we try to watch more Eastern stuff because they generally do really good stuff. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, obviously, I watch anime. I felt the same way about like Dune. Also, honestly, like the Dune movies came out recently, as I'm sure you're aware, and people like them a lot. I haven't seen either of them, but Do you like zombie stuff? Hold on, I'll get to that in a sec. I need to share complaints first. But it bothers me when people like see the movie and they're like, oh yeah, the books are good. I was like, I don't know. Like having read the books like 10 years ago, I do not give a shit about Dune, not gonna lie. Yeah, the thing is like, I don't I read Dune a while ago and I didn't really care much about it. Like it was fine, but it didn't really stick with me. Um and like so when the movies and stuff came out, I was like, I don't really care. But like, I don't know. At least I read the books. But annoying history. Most uninteresting thing I've ever seen. Damn! Now that's a hot take. And again, I haven't seen it. But that's genuinely how I felt when I read the books. So I feel you. That makes me happy that you have that opinion. I don't know why. Um, yeah. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so that's something. Damn. Something really must have struck you the wrong way there because I know a lot of people really like that movie. Um, in general, I do like zombie stuff. Um, definitely when I was like younger and like the world was in like a bigger zombie phase, I was more into it. But I don't know, zombie media is cool. I was terrified of zombies when I was younger, also in part because of my overexposure to zombie media. I have since gotten over that fear. But that's true. I was just playing. I'm a big fan of. This is a throwback. I'm a big fan of Call of Duty Zombies. I just say that because yesterday I was playing Scare Ritual, the Scare Ritual demo, which is basically like a zombies knockoff game that came out like a week ago that I was really excited about because I haven't played zombies in such a long time, but I love it so much. Um, so that was cool. I don't think my friends are gonna play it with me, but I had fun playing it for a couple hours. It just does not look interesting in all honesty. Close it. People tell me about it, but nah, it doesn't interest me. That's so fair. Um, I don't know. You don't have to like things other people like. Have you seen Train to Busan? Oh, that sounds so familiar. Uh, no. I'm gonna say no. I'm looking it up. I've definitely heard of it. I don't watch a, I don't watch a lot of movies either. Oh, okay. A man and his strange daughter and other passengers become trapped on a speeding train during a zombie outbreak in South Korea. I've heard of this and I didn't know it was a zombie movie. That sounds, and I'd heard good things about it. That sounds cool. Korean zombie movie, it fucking slaps. It's so good. Hell yeah. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I don't really watch many movies, like I said, but like I should, especially if I can watch them with friends. I guess. Oh, I'm just thinking, like, I guess I could watch movies on Twitch. People do that, right? I don't know. I don't know anything about like fucking copyright laws on Twitch, so I would typically just try and not stay away from anything like that. That would be fun though. Um, because I like watching things with people, especially if they're yeah. So especially if there were like multiple people watching and chatting, or even just Queenie, of course. That would be super fun. I'm down for that. I will solicit friendship from Twitch. Also works over Discord, which is maybe a bit more legal. Yeah, no, I've definitely watched things over Discord, and I feel like you know it's not really as public if you're in like a Discord server with friends. So like I'm not like worried about copyright in those cases. But I know people do watch parties on Twitch, though. I do wonder. I've seen like watch parties like on some on YouTube streams, um, but like on those, like they're not actually showing the thing on or at least in some of the ones I've seen, they're not actually like showing the content on stream, and it's just like a timestamp of like where they are in it, and they're like reacting to it, which is like a valid way to do it because you just have people watch it on their own and sync up with you. Um, I don't know. I should look into that. That would be fun. This is a good idea. I think it's similar on Twitch. Okay. Well, cause I don't know, cause I know like a lot of Twitch is like reaction content, right? Like reacting to like YouTube videos and stuff, um, or whatever. So I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know much about this. I don't know how it's different. I doubt it's legal to stream a movie like that. Yeah, but I've definitely heard of people who do that, who like stream like full anime series watch-alongs on their channel. I don't know. I don't know if it's legal. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like it should be for sure, which is why I wouldn't do it. But I should look into that because that would be super fun and is a good idea. Okay, cool. We're getting stream ideas. This is good. I haven't worked on my thing for like 20 minutes. That's fine. um, yeah, I think this sentence is fine. Yeah, that is a good recommendation though. Train to Busan. I will write that down actually, so I don't forget it. Uh, but coming back to the theme of not watching a lot of movies, same because I interact with the medium so much in my work. That's interesting. Um, I mean, I obviously don't want to like dox you or ask you too much about yourself, but now I'm curious what you do. Um, I'm just trying to find a place to write this down. I've got so many fucking random notes. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Oh, there's an animated prequel? What? Now that might be easier to sell some of my friends on. Cool. Written both those down. Yeah, for me it's just a struggle to like self-motivate to watch things by myself. I don't know. I just am so bad at that for some reason. Um, okay. Here's the reframing. I think this is much better. You tell me what you think though. Okay. So name change. The universe is malice. Most people believe that the universe is fundamentally apathetic towards the creatures in it and whether they live or die. However, the universe secretly hates all of its parasitic inhabitants and wishes the worst on them. This desire in all being, this desire has become independently sentient in another realm, and with the casting of the spell, this sentence is just copied from the other one. And with the casting of the spell, the memory between worlds is sundered, and the submerged thought fights to become an active idea. And then it would just be the effect text, which starts here. Um, so big vibe change from everyone wants to kill themselves to uh the universe secretly hates everyone. Which I think is much better vibe wise. I work as quality control for movies, shows for streaming, and physical releases. Yeah, I think it's better. Definitely more fun vibes wise. Yeah, me too. I'm glad you also think that. Um, I'll, I think it's kind of adds a funny thing here. That the universe secretly hates everyone, which is good. Always a fan of that. Cool. Then I will just send this right out the window, the old version, and hopefully we can do that for the other things that are kind of cringe and edgy. Yeah, but and like I said, the effect is totally fine. We just steer away from bad subjects. I think it's good. Tabletop form. I work as quality control for movies/shows for streaming and physical release. That's really interesting. Um, does that mostly involve just watching particular sections or of shows? I'm trying to imagine if it's like you just don't worry, I love cringe and edge behind a long time ago. Now I'm just tired and grumpy. I don't think you're that grumpy. Tired for sure. We're all tired. But yeah, no, me too. Like I've said before, when I first read this system, I was definitely much more happy with the level of cringe and edge, but nowadays I do not think it is very cool. Um, yeah, so is that more just like watching? You watch the whole thing start to finish? Okay. Because I'm thinking about comparing like quality control and like software or something where you like test like a particular section or whatever over and over again. Watching the whole thing start to finish. That sounds pretty chill. Um, I don't know. I guess you have to watch kind of critically, which might take work. But that's pretty cool. Everything from dokus to kid shows. I guess, yeah. I guess there's a high chance that you are not particularly interested in the content you're watching. And I don't know what a doku is, so I'm gonna look that up. Hmm, German. Plural of doku. This is a German world. Oh, okay. I got there. That would be that would be documentary. Oh, languages, man. Um, yeah, no, no, you're good. See, if you had said docus, docus, I would have gotten what you meant. But just the K made me pronounce it dokus in my head, which I was like, what the hell? You're good. Um, just changing the capitalization on this and making it better. Okay, and I'm just gonna fix the spacing on this one, and then we can read the next one. Oh, this is a funny one. This is a really funny one. I'm reading through it as I'm editing it, and this is maybe the funniest result in this table. God, I forgot how fucking cool this spell is. Hold on. I'll read it to you in a second. Okay. This one's really fucking cool. This is result number 2 on the table. Disruption of the universal order. All of reality is structured by laws and rules which allow it to function, all administered by a petty tyrant. But a disruption of the normal flow of time and causality changed this. putting a new petty tyrant in charge in a way that threatens the cohesion of creation. The referee, who is the DM or the dungeon master, must randomly select one player in the group and hand over all adventure materials to that player, who is now the referee of the group. The previous referee must then create a brand new 0 XP character. The new referee must continue the current adventure being played and run it impartially. If the ex-referee is able to level up his character by the end of the adventure, then everything returns to normal. If he does not, the temporary referee's character gains level, and a different random player becomes referee and will run the next adventure. The formal referee will regain his seat when either his character levels up or he is randomly selected to be the referee again. If the ex-referee's character dies before the end of an adventure, then every character, except for the temporary referees, loses 1 level, and all magic items carried by the party, except for those carried by the temporary referee's player, permanently lose their enchantment. Sometimes it's real fun, and I can see some movies before they come out, and sometimes you watch Polish kid shows for 6 hours. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I, huh. I'm wondering, are they in Polish? Do you understand Polish, or is it like with I don't even, I don't even speak Polish. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you're watching the subtitled version? Like, I don't know. Huh. Hopefully there are subtitles. But yeah, I could imagine not watching a lot of movies or shows if you're doing that like all day, every day of the week. Um, Especially since you're presumably seeing like a lot of, or at least some of the stuff that wouldn't interest you in the first place. No, just straight Polish, no subtitles. That's not my department. Really? So you're just watching for like the animation quality or like the edit quality or whatever? I feel like whether or not the text matches up with like the animation or the dialogue matches up with like the animation is kind of important. Also, it's weird that you can't just like, yeah, basically. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it's more complicated than that. But like it's weird that you couldn't it would be weird to me if you couldn't just like turn subtitles on so that you could like understand what you were watching. Because I imagine it is not easy to like watch something and just have no idea what is going on, or probably not very engaging. I mean, even if it's like a kid's show, if there's like a plot you can follow, then I don't know. It's probably more engaging than, like I said, not my department. That's what we have subtitle people for. But I like watching things with subtitles. Yeah, I guess if you're not evaluating that, um, if that's not what you're evaluating, that the dialogue and subtitles match up or whatever, and you're just evaluating the like animation or uh, editing or acting or whatever, um, that would be separate, and you wouldn't need to like actually listen to the show for that. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever known anyone that does that for their job. 100% fair, but I don't get paid for that, and most of the time don't even have the option. Well, yeah, that's fair. I'm not. Yeah, yeah. I wasn't. Yeah, I was just imagining that like it would be more interesting to watch something if I like, for me, if I like could follow the plot, and like almost impossible if it was just like nonsense. But yeah, who knows, man? People consume media in different ways, also. Um. Anyways, I don't know if you were heard this one, but this is a fucking perfect table result. This is no notes on this. Um, this result is basically the DM switches to another random player, uh, which is such a fucking crazy effect. I've never seen any like spell or effect in any other system or RPG module that is like insane enough to do that or to be that meta. But that's awesome. The only thing I would have to change about this is like edit some of the text because I don't think we refer to the person who runs the game as the referee. No, we say GM. We could just do a little, do a little find replace. I mean, all language is just made up nonsense, so yeah, you get used to it. I don't have to check the actors, I'm just looking for technical stuff. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That's just an interesting mindset. Bop, 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 bop. It's like if you say you like listen to music for your job, and you're like, yeah, I don't really care like what it sounds like. I'm just making sure that it's edited correctly, which like is valid and necessary. But it's also I think not how most people would consume it, obviously. But that's interesting. No notes. Good on that. Oh, my energy is suffering a little bit. See if we can get through like one or two more. And then I could probably just finish this list off stream and we can move on to something else next time. As long as it's synchronous with the footage, I do not care what they say most of the time. Yeah, that makes sense. That is cool. And totally makes sense why you could, be work from home. Because, like, yeah, that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I was just scrolling up. But yeah, going back to what we were saying before. Yeah, watch party is a good idea. I will keep that in mind for a future stream. And um, I should soon TM. I should be able to do Monday streams again, which would be great. Because then I could do more stuff. Because honestly, there are so many games I have and things I want to do on the streams that even with 2 times a week, I feel like I am not getting to them as fast as I want to. Um, so yeah, if I can go back to streaming a third day, that would be cool. And I could try other ideas like the watch alongs or the just chatting streams. Also, we get a lot of movies that are just straight up bad, so you learn to do not talking and focus on the important stuff. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I'm gonna read this one. Fear of a blackened planet. When is the end of a world? When is the end of the world? Tomorrow? Next year? In 1,000 years? Today? What will cause it? Will pestilence scrape every last living thing from the planet? Will it be the last judgment of the Creator? A magical blasphemy of great power? Will the almighty sun burn off our water and air in 1,000 years' time? Everyone knows that nothing lasts forever, but who knows when and how the end will come? Our reality is governed by physical laws mutable only by magic and divine will. Yet other realities are different. In some of those, imagination and thought create reality. The combined sum of mankind's apocalyptic fears will stream through the portal between worlds, infecting all living creatures within 240 feet. Every such creature must make a saving throw against paralyzation or fall into a catatonic state for the next 2d100 weeks. God, I hate this system. Catatonic creatures are conscious, will walk if physically led, but will take no action on their own. They will not defend themselves if attacked, nor will they eat, drink, or remove clothing before relieving themselves. Those who succeed their saving throw will begin to hoard survival materials, food and water mostly, but also weapons and other gear that would be useful to living alone in the wilderness. All characters will seek to gain and hoard such materials by any means necessary. They already have some such material to hand and are weaker than others who seek it. They will flee. What? That sentence is really hard to parse. Feel that high too in catatonic sometimes. Truly. Oh, and over the past 3 years, I've seen more bad movies than good ones, not gonna lie. Yeah, I believe that. Um, this sentence, I think, is wrong. Um, I will go back and change it later to be right. But this doesn't make sense as written to me. Um, Animals will be slain for food and fur, as will rivals for their precious materials. When no rivals are nearby, a character will take up supplies and go as far as the wilderness as possible to avoid other scroungers. Characters can make a saving throw versus magic after every damaging blow they strike against another of the same race to shrug off the effects, or if alone can make a saving throw weekly. Hello, the steak salad. What is OSR? What is LotFP's summon? These are good questions. Welcome, and would be happy to answer them. OSR is a genre of tabletop role-playing game. It stands for Old School Renaissance, or Old School Revival. And basically, it's tabletop role-playing games that are based off of like the first and second editions of D&D. So they're more focused on like dungeon crawling rather than narrative. And they're generally more high fatality. Bam, I've got this answer good to go. I've explained what an OSR is to so many people, I feel like. Not necessarily in this stream, but like in my everyday life. Such as the struggle of playing niche RPGs. Did that make sense? Sorry, I just got excited and like went off on that. Yes, cool. Sick. So summon, of course, my pleasure. So this system that I am writing, which is in this document on my screen, I'll just scroll up, is an OSR system. And it is based on this system, which is a fairly well-known OSR system. Oh, I cannot scroll in this PDF. Which is called Lamentations of the Flame Princess, which is what LotFP is. And the reason that I based my system initially off of this system, and it's diverged a lot at this point, is that it has a couple of cool things in it that I like a lot. Obviously, why else would I base a system off of it? One of those things, and specifically, I'm trying to like change my system to like not be reliant on these rules and like make it more my own, right? But one of the things that's really cool about Lamentations is this summon spell that they have, where you're like summoning an extra dimensional entity. And it's this really wacky, zany, like 10-page long spell that has a lot of tables and wacky stuff. And yeah, you can use to summon like a wide variety of wacky bullshit. And it's a really cool spell. It's like the best like familiar summoning, creature summoning spell that I'm familiar with. It's very, I love like tables and randomization. So I think it's super cool. So anyway, that's what Lamentation of the Flame Princess Summon is. It's this spell. And what I'm trying to work on, is rewriting it to make it less of a direct copy paste in my system, and also legend has it that the summoning takes several real life days. Well, the funny thing about summon is that it's like, I think it's fun to do because it's rolling on tables is fun, but people do have like web apps and stuff that like does all the rolling for you, which like, is reasonable. Because otherwise it does take like 15 minutes if you haven't done it recently. Um yeah, so I'm just rewriting it so that both so I can make it more my own, and also so that I can edit out some of the stuff in it, because and we're in the middle of this section right now, because Lamentations of the Flame Princess, well, is a cool system. It has a problem now of it in that a lot of the stuff in it is kind of edgy, um, which I liked a lot at the time when I first discovered Lamentations of the Flame Princess, but I don't like as much anymore, as I was just talking about with Whitney, so I'm making it less edgy. Very cool. How old is Lamentations of the Flame Princess? That's a really good question. I don't know the answer. Let's see if we can find it. It looks like it looks like 2013. Um, yeah. So like this genre of game, like the OSR genre of game, there are other games in the genre are like, I don't know what your familiarity is with systems like this, but like Dungeon Crawl Classics. I should be able to think of other ones, but I can't off the top of my head right now. Um, People have been publishing them for a while. And like obviously first and second edition of D&D is like significantly older than that, but like this genre of games that um is like mimicking them and like trying to revive them is a little more recent. Is edgy meaning like not exactly politically correct or insensitive? I'm just curious. No, that's fair. Um Edgy is like um I'm scrolling down to summon. Forgive this awful formatting. I just pasted it in. Um Edgy is like this first one that I edited, which was previously called well, I don't even remember. Like the Universal Unconscious Desire for Suicide. We changed it to be not about that, and more about something that I would feel comfortable running in an RPG group. Um, there's a couple coming up that have to do with like that involve like some sexual elements or like edgy elements that I would not feel really comfortable forcing on an RPG group. Yeah, yeah, and I think so somewhat triggering concepts. Yeah, you could say it like that. Um, and I mean, I think as someone as like a you know as a modern GM, I think it is important to like be mindful of these things when you're running games for your players. Um, so yeah, that's part of it. Anyway, yeah, so that's what we're doing. Um, I was watching a streamer one day running a game, and they had some sort of form for the players for what they were comfortable with. It was interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of like cool safety mechanisms like that I think in the last like 5-ish years or so have become more popular. Like like the X card or whatever, where like people can signal when they're like uncomfortable. There's similar stuff. Yeah, it is interesting, and I think it's good. Um, because yeah, I mean, obviously you want everyone to feel comfortable when you're running a game. Yeah. So that's part of it. It doesn't come up a ton when I'm like writing this system, but with this spell in particular, that has some questionable stuff, and because I'm copying from a source that is like has some questionable stuff, it is definitely something I'm trying to keep in mind. Oh, and and thank you for following. I appreciate it. And And there's the spooky voice. Thank you for answering all my questions. I appreciate it. Of course. I'm happy to talk at any time about RPGs with anyone. Um, and now I go back to the less exciting editing. But if you have any other questions about um like the system or what's going on, I'd be happy to answer them. Um, the voice is still unsettling. Yeah, I was just about to say, and there's the voice that makes Quinny feel uncomfortable. Listen, it's cool. It's cool that you can do text to speech like that, just like for free. I don't know. It doesn't happen that often. That's fair though. Um, okay, so we just read this one. This one I think is demon child voice. Hmm. Okay. You know what? I'll play around in stream elements after the stream and we'll see. We'll see if I can make it less demonic. I don't know. Um this one I think was mostly fine when we just read it. It doesn't happen that often yet. I appreciate that positivity. Um I think there are a couple things I would change. Like for example, this comment in here about not removing their clothing before relieving themselves. Does that need to be in here? No. No, it does not. So I am going to remove it. But yeah, I was reading that and I was like, that is an example of cringe that we will be taking out. Um, but like making the players become like survivalists is very funny. And I was a little worried about it leading up to the end because I was like, if this is permanent, that sucks. Because like taking control away from your players is bad. But like there was this bit at the end that was like, um, they can make a saving throw after every time they hit something to shrug off the effects, or if alone can make a saving throw weekly. So it probably wouldn't last that long, which is fine. And I think I'm gonna change the wording of this again, like we did for the other one, like we did for sacrifice, to maybe just make it every damaging blow against another sentient creature. Yeah, I think that's better. Half of this is just going to be making the formatting better. Yeah, the same race thing might be too specific. Yeah, I kind of get what they're going for in that it's like slightly more interesting, I guess, but it doesn't really seem necessary. Uh, do you play many tabletop RPGs, Steak Salad? I'm gonna go ahead and say probably since you clicked on this stream, but you know. Um, yeah, this part I liked a little bit less. That's why I highlight it. Let me reread it. Um, those who succeed their saving throw will begin to hoard survival materials. All characters will seek to gain and hoard such materials by any means necessary. If they already have some such material to hand and are weaker than others who seek it, they will flee. I do not. I played Dungeons and Dragons exactly one time. That is my only experience with them. They interest me greatly though, and I'd love to play some. Hey, fair enough. Truly the hardest part of playing tabletop role-playing games, or board games, or games in general, is getting people to play them with. So I feel that 100%. Um, yeah, tabletop role-playing games are great. I don't even know where to start on that. But I'm sure you know that. Um, yeah, well, it's cool. And I think a lot of people play like, you know, I own a lot of the Star Wars RPG materials. I hope to get a game going some years back. Ooh, so you were invested. You were ready to go. Okay, I get that. And honestly, that is the RPG tabletop RPG experience is buying is buying books, and getting excited to run a game and then never being able to run it literally ever. So don't worry, you're not alone in that experience. But the hope is with enough time that you will get to running the things you're excited about. But yeah. Um yeah. That's cool though. I was just gonna say though that like a lot of people only play like fifth edition or whatever, like the latest version of D&D, but there's so many other cool systems out there, and that's something that I care about a lot. Like as someone who writes like indie RPGs, I guess. But yeah, the Star Wars system is obviously different. That's cool. I guess some of the core books, and I also and I think the Alien RPG core book. Yeah, I've been trying to build a better physical collection of books recently, just because like I used to just have PDFs because they're easier to get, but like it's kind of cool to have physical books, and I'm turning around towards my physical books as if that meant anything to anyone. Um, Buying books only for them to collect dust in the corner is the core experience for a lot of things. Yeah, Quinny as a Warhammer player can relate, I'm sure. Speaking of high fatality, earlier I was interested in trying Zweihander when it was mentioned to me a few years ago. Oh, my friends have talked about Zweihander. Um, Let me look that up on my phone real quick. Zweihander RPG. Hmm. Okay. I'm skimming the Wikipedia page. Dark fantasy, 8 points. Hell yeah. It seemed very much up my alley. Yeah, it seems very. Oh, it does seem. Yeah, in the Wikipedia page, it does mention that it's high fatality. Most human level creatures and characters can suffer only 2 or 3 successful attacks until receiving an injury, in quotes, which can instantly cripple, kill, or even permanently maim that character. That's cool. Zweihander has no powers for regeneration or resurrection. That's funny. That is cool. I should read that system. I have so many Warhammer books that are outdated. Rip, Quinny. Um, yeah. Well, hell yeah. Uh, if you like dark fantasy, high fatality systems, you have come to the right place. Um, because OSR, high fatality, hell yeah. So this is more like classic fantasy. Um, and I think I would be considered a TTRPG, maybe what you call one shot. I'm not familiar with your terminology here. I keep meaning to purchase 10 candles. Do you know that one? Yes, I do know 10 candles. I love 10 candles. I've played 10 candles. Um, I definitely recommend 10 candles. I've actually met the guy who wrote 10 candles. Um, flexing my coolness, I guess. I don't know. Um, yeah, 10 candles rocks. Um, like that style of game where you end up with like artifacts of play and like you actually get to like physically change things and destroy things is really such a cool idea. It seems really fun and adaptable to lots of create ideas. You may have to run it. Yeah. Um I've only played one session of 10 Candles, but it was a really interesting experience. And I think like any sort of narrative game where like the players are all contributing to the narrative and like helping to create it is really interesting. Um, and yeah, like the framing of it being like all doomed characters too is really cool. And also burning stuff is cool, which like obviously. And now they are coming out with a new edition, which means new books again. Rip. Quinny's stuck in the cycle, so it goes. Yeah, 10 Candles is cool. Um, I That guy has other games also, um, which I think are maybe not as well known as 10 Candles, and you should probably run 10 Candles first. But um, let me see if I can find the names of them. Uh, I've purchased one of these, so I should know where they are. Hmm. I think I heard about it from SU and SD's website. Another one maybe that did a video of it that interested me was called Alice is Missing. Like Alan Wake stuck in a woo. God, he's just like me. For real, Quinny, you are just like Alan Wake. I'm playing the Alan Wake video game on Thursdays, so um yeah, the one I was thinking of was is To Serve Her Wintry Hunger, which is about um the players playing as like snow spirits serving an Oni Yuka in like trying to hunt and capture a human in their journey of doing that, which seems pretty cool to me. I'm not familiar in Alice is Missing. I'll look that up too. Alice is Missing. What? An immersive RPG played entirely via text message. Alice is Missing is a silent role-playing game about the disappearance of Alice Briarwood. The game is played live and without verbal communications. That's so cool. Damn. Hey, this is a good recommendation. This is, I think, especially a good one to play if you're playing RPGs online, which I am doing frequently these days. Oh, you've heard of that? Damn, nice. No, I haven't heard of that. I really have to read more RPGs, honestly. I've been slacking the last couple of months. That sounds really, really cool. Glad I found you in your stream. I always love to meet interesting and like-minded people. Well, thanks. Glad you clicked on it. Thanks for following. Appreciate it. Oh, God, what am I doing here? Um, I knew the cover from somewhere. That's interesting. I wonder where you heard about that, Winnie. Because I feel like it seems a little niche. Um, okay. I kind of feel like this whole section is kind of unnecessary. At least this line. Animals will be slain for food and fur, as will rivals for their precious resources. When no rivals are nearby, a character will take his supplies, go as far into the wilderness as possible to avoid other scroungers. Yeah, that's fine. Saw it in a store, most likely. Hmm, yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's cool. I should I should try and play that with people. That sounds cool. Good recommendation. This is why we're streaming this. So we can get advice recommendations. Um yeah. I think this one is fine. It's kind of funny. You also get it for like 20 bucks, which is nice. Yeah, some of like the short form RPGs, um, like this, which are like designed for one shots, are not super expensive, which is cool. Um, but it's also cool to like support support the people who are writing these by being able to buy them. Oh, I recently bought. Man, I should play this. No, I'm just getting sidetracked. That's fine. Um, when I was at PAX recently, I was looking for RPGs and I bought this solo RPG, Be Like a Crow. where you play as a crow or other corvid and go on a journey. Um, and it seemed really cool. And the guy who made it seemed really cool. Um, and anyway, I should play that. And honestly, I was thinking it would be cool. It would be cool to stream solo RPG potentially. Add it to the list of stream ideas. This is more a sidetrack stream than a TTRPG stream most of the time. Yeah, no, you're right. I should just do this off stream, but that's okay. Um, I like talking to people too much is the problem. Um, anyway, I was thinking it would be cool to stream solo RPG. Um, I don't know. Like I was just saying, add it to the list of stream ideas. Kind of defeats the purpose of it being a solo RPG, but whatever. Hey, the times that I did this stream when there was like no one talking to me, I got a lot more work done, I will say. It's just it is a just chatting stream with a bit extra stuff. It 100% is. That's fine. It's a chill work stream. That's basically what work is, right? Like you're just talking to your coworkers and occasionally you do work. Oh, so now it's my fault. No, wait, Quiddy, I take it back. God, I wish. Yeah. Anyway, this does give me the confidence to do the just chatting stream that I was just saying I wanted to do. So maybe that'll be coming at some point in the future when I get Monday streams back. But I also don't like my coworkers, so maybe not. Oof. That's tough. Well, I guess that's good you don't have to be near them and talk to them then. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with this. I'm gonna try and get through one more, and then I'll be then I'll be fine to stop, I think. I'll just fix the formatting. The only reason there is a reason I work home office. The only coworker I like is my partner who works in the same room like me. Hey, that's solid. Also, it's cool that you have the same job. That's nice. Oh, this is just a bullshit one, huh? Okay. Sorry, I was just reading this and yeah, this is very Lamentations of the Flame Princess. Let's read this out loud. Result number 4. Imaginary equation. Incorrect, yet true. God, I'm gonna die. They are the subtitle department I was talking about. Let's go, subtitles. Big fan. Not that the work that you do isn't also very important. Okay. Um. Oh God, I've tried to start reading this like 3 times, but every time I cannot. Imaginary equation. Incorrect yet true. Make have is the two and of them meaning numbers, power, order, no sufficient, no. 1 does not equal 1, A equals B, B equals C, C is greater than A, 0 is greater than infinity, F does not equal F, A plus A equals A, X plus 1 squared equals X. To, fucking Christ. To act, player must roll dice not his own, multiple dice, only multiple owners roll, unimportant, just pile of dice with most owners wins. Count sideways, subtract behind, no decision equals no action. All actions accompanied by spontaneous spell casting of 1d4 level random spell. Random targets in hindsight calculated. Clerics retain faculties, keeps time slipping, must kill the stalwart, stable it is to stabilize, kill until it is dead, first next sleep dies as brain freeze. That's what it sounds like in my head when I zone out. Oh, Yeah, no, that's fair. Um, I'm looking for this in the Lamentations book just to make sure that I am getting it correctly, which I think is a reasonable reaction to reading this spell. Yep, here it is. That is exactly the same what we just read. So this is like fun and quirky and cool. Um, and like obviously the idea here is that there's like what we've summoned is like, you know, some mathematical, I accidentally said that, but that's exactly correct. Some mathematical equation um that is like disrupting the orders of reality. And like that's cool. But like and the fact that it's written like this is like funny and flavorful and cool. Is that even a sentence though? No. No, it's nonsense. Like it's you can extract what the actual gameplay effect is of this via a careful reading, but like yeah. So say we roll this result. What does it actually mean? To act, player must roll dice not his own. Multiple dice, only multiple owners. Roll unimportant, just pile of dice with most owners wins. Okay, I thought my English failed for a second. No, no, absolutely not. This sentence is nothing. This sentence is nothing. All of these sentences are nothing. You're good. Um, this doesn't really mean anything besides when you make a roll, just roll any number of dice. And whether or not you win, pile of dice with most owners wins. I don't, that's like impossible to parse. I don't know. Um, how you would actually translate that into gameplay. Like the more dice you can steal people from, the then you succeed. Count sideways, subtract behind. No decision equals no action. All actions accompanied by spontaneous spell casting of 1d4 level random spell. That's fun. That's cool. We love random spell casting. Random targets in hindsight calculated. Cleric's retained faculties, keeps time slipping. Must kill the stalwart stabalist to stabilize. I mean, it's 5:30 a.m., so I would be confused. My brain stopped working. No, also fair. Um, Cleric's retained faculties is good. That's cool. Um, Kill until it is dead. First to next sleep dies as brain flees. I feel like this is cool. It would be beneficial to after this have like um this effect written in like parsable English so that maybe you could understand what's going on. I don't know. That kind of ruins the vibe of the spell, but yeah, my brain is also ceasing to work. The spell is not helping. Um, but let's try and write a reasonable version of this. Let's just I'll try and do how I'm interpreting it. Players make rolls with any number of dice. And contested roll, the person who makes roll with dice from the most unique people wins. Otherwise, the result is determined randomly or at the whims of the GM in accordance with whatever math they make up. Um, this sentence is parsable, so I'll just add it again. Ooh, okay, and that page jump made me think I did it wrong. All actions are accompanied by spontaneous spell casting of a 1d4 level 1d4 random spell. Um, cast at random targets. Clerics are unaffected by this and play normally. First next sleep dies as brain flees. That's such a mean effect. The first character affected by the spell to fall asleep dies. What if we just took that out? I feel like this is wacky enough that it doesn't need that. Unnecessary player kill. Unnecessary guaranteed player kill. Cool. That's fine. Sure. Alright. We did it. We made it. We made it through 4 of the things on this 10 item list. That's good enough for me for tonight. I'm happy with that. And we did make some good changes to the thaumaturgic circles and sacrifice, and also the whole domination roll thing. That was good. Almost halfway. No, listen. We don't need to say that. We're way more than halfway on this spell. We're like 90% of the way through this spell. We've gotten so much work done on it. So, good work. To everyone to everyone here. Um I think I will do my best to just finish the rest of this list off stream. Maybe I'll be able to do that. Who knows? If not, I'll just do it in the next RPG stream. So there's not a lot left. Every progress is a good progress, and we made progress. We did. Um, but yeah, cool. I think that our grandkids will still be completing the summoning. It is multi-generational magic. Oh god, I've been doing this spell for like 3 streams, steak salad. And I was optimistic that this would be the last one, but it's fine. I'd rather talk with people. That's okay. Again, only a little bit left. Uh-huh. Um, yeah. So anyway, I think I'll probably wrap up there for now. Um, so thanks a lot for hanging out and talking, Quinny and Steak Salad, and thank you for following Steak Salad. I appreciate it. Um, and I will just say I will publish my schedule for next week soon. I do have a Twitter. This is, I guess, mostly aimed at Steak Salad. I do have a Twitter where I post schedules if you want to know when I'm going to be streaming or when. But I will also just say that I will be streaming probably on Thursday this week, where I will be going back to video games and playing Alan Wake 2. And then I'll probably stream on Sunday again, both at 8 p.m. Eastern, the same time I started this stream. Uh, yeah. Take care, steak salad. Um, Coffee World, let's go! Yes, I'm excited for Coffee World. um, hell yeah. Cool. So yeah, that's about it. Um, Monday streams will return. I swear they will. Um, Hopefully this will be the last Monday that I have other stuff going on. It's possible that there's one more Monday after that, but I'm hoping to do them again. Anyway, yep, that's all. I'll end the stream here. Thanks for helping me with my RPG. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And have a great night. See you in a few days. Yep, bye bye. Have a good night. See ya.